everybody, I'm here today with some Play-Doh. I love Play-Doh. One of my favorite things is the way that it feels on my fingers. But with Play-Doh, once you get it out of that container, you can do a lot of cool things. You can squish it and squeeze it. You can roll it into a ball, or you can take it and mash it out until it's nice and flat. And once you have nice flat Play-Doh, you can take a cookie cutter and you can make it into a certain shape, into a certain mold. So I could use a star or a heart or a fish or a truck, but for today I'm going to use a man. And so when I push down on this and I wiggle just a little bit, when I pull off what's left, I've got a little man that looks just like my cookie cutter looks. See, they look the same. Now, I'm going to take that same leftover blue Play-Doh and I'm going to stretch it out, roll it out nice and thin. And when I put this cookie cutter back on it, what's going to happen? Is it going to be the same or is it going to be different? Well, let's look. It is exactly the same as this one. Okay, well, what would happen if I changed colors, I wonder? Let's put the blue back over here and let's try some yellow. What's gonna happen with this yellow Play-Doh when I roll it out and use that same cookie cutter? All right, here we go. Push down on it. Take out the rest. It's the exact same shape, see? And that is just what the Pharisees expected. They expected that Jesus was going to be just like everybody else. He would follow the same rules, do the same things, think the same way. But that's not what happened with Jesus. See, what happened with Jesus was God sent him here to show us his love. And so instead of looking the same way as everybody else and acting exactly the same way as everybody else, using that same mold as everybody else, Jesus came with a completely different purpose. And so Jesus's love looked a little bit like this. Now, what would happen if I took this and tried to fit it inside this mold? Is it going to fit? No. If I press down on this, it's going to break this Play-Doh cross. And that is what happened in the Bible. You know, the Pharisees, they tried to get Jesus to fit into that mold, and they said, okay, this is going to do one of two things. Either he's going to follow our rules or we're going to destroy him. But we know the story of the cross, and we know the story of God's love that is shown through Jesus and his actions. And what the Pharisees intended to be the end of Jesus was just the beginning of the story, that story of God's love for us. The Pharisees didn't understand God's plan. They thought they did. They thought they knew that it was supposed to be just a certain way. But God's plan is always bigger and better than anything that we can imagine. Bye, everybody.